I'm Mark Weir, formerly known as the Wizard in my fighting days. What I'm going to talk about quickly is motivation. Motivation is a thing which you have to find personally. What motivates one person won't motivate the next. I tend to find in the early days I was doing boxing. I used to watch a lot of Muhammad Ali videos. Used to be following him. He used to be my inspiration. As I went into martial arts, I used to watch a lot of martial arts movie like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. When I used to finish watching that, I used to feel like I was that person, and that used to fire me up. You know, I wanted to train, run, do anything to make myself better. I used to follow a lot of gymnastics. I used to love the way their acrobatics. Used to follow a lot of stuff to do with stretching, allowing me to become better. And I used to set goals, trying to be more flexible, more stronger. And when you're motivated to achieve stuff, you can't fail. Motivation is your coffee. It allows you to get from A to B. You wake up in the morning, you even reduce your sleep because you can't stop thinking about it, you can't stop talking about it, you're quite annoying. And what I found is the motivation is that fuel. You don't have to sort of push yourself, you're actually being dragged towards it. You can't wait till your next time. For me, it was training, or the next time you actually, if it's business, you're going to work. If it's family-wise, can't wait to get home. Motivation keeps you driving. When things get bad, you don't mind. You just brush it off. It allows you to suffer, allows you to push, allows you to drive. Without motivation, that ability to quit is within you. Motivation allows you to keep driving through. There's no I'm going to stop. There's no I'm going to quit. I'm not going to finish. It's the end or nothing. The motivation is a secret to getting from the start all the way to the finish. I do believe when you start and you're motivated, is to have points, little reward points. Like if you're trying to become a world champion at something, aim to be British champion, or the best in your town, reward yourself. British champion, reward yourself. European champion, reward yourself. The further you go, every time you go, there's little points where you reward yourself, and it's a way of looking back and saying that although I'm not there, I'm better than I was yesterday. Imagine that you're trying to do 100 press-ups, and all you could do is 10 at present. A few months down the line, you might not reach that 100, but you might be at 50. That is better than you were yesterday, better than you were last week. So even if you fall short, there's no losing. You're a better person than you were. That's why I believe motivation is the fuel, is a source of life, is the energy you need to better yourself. I think if you go through life without motivation of something, or motivated to do anything, it's a waste. You're not really living. You got to sort of get up, be motivated to do something every day. Allow you to push through. I'm not going to dwell on this too long because motivation is more of an individual thing. You've got to be motivated. It's either you want something or you don't. But there's two sorts of things I come across with motivation, which I'd like to mention here. I've met some people naturally talented, because you always find 5 things reveal itself at least in your life, and it's like come across and you can juggle. You had a skateboard, a bike, anything. You try it and you're natural at it. And some people say, "Oh wow, you've never done this before. Oh, you're brilliant." And you always say, "Yeah, okay," and you just mark it off. What happened a lot of times were quite negative, and you'll find that all the things we seem to have, or could have been good at, you have no reason to push because you don't believe you could go any further with it. Everybody's got natural ability, and it reveals itself to us where we could be outstandingly natural, and then if you push, sometimes you find you become great at it. But 80% of people never really push, never even drive, don't dream, so they never really achieve anything, become nothing. And then you get a second type of people, and these are the ones I believe are really unusual, really the greats. These are people not naturally talented. I come across it in my martial arts, but they're driven. Their talent is a mental state, the ability to drive, to push. And although they're not natural like other people, they're just used to, they refuse to give up. Now these people, they're the unique people, I believe. I was quite gifted at martial arts, sports and that, but I had ability to drive and push. So the people I believe that really stand out, who's got the traits of the physical ability along with mental. But to me, I love the people with the mental ability. No matter what you give them, they refuse to quit, refuse to give up. For me, motivation is more, well, I believe totally a mental thing. You have to fire up, although you can see something visually and fire yourself up, but it has to be mainly, I say 75% or at least 80% mental. You have to know, you have to picture, you have to dream. And if you can do that, I don't think anything will stop you. Although there's other things you can, what can allow you to be motivated. There's other ways you can get motivation. I would say it is a study of yourself. What fires one person won't fire another. This is down to the individual to find what motivates them. I've come across people I've been teaching, and I've found ways of them getting fired up. But this takes time. So each person has to look for what was the last time something fired you up, or made you lose sleep, made you get excited. You can pass on excitement. I've had people when they're telling me a story and they're getting excited, and I get excited with them, and feel like you're there yourself. And so motivation, determination, drive can be passed on. So it's just like you got somebody in a fight, you got a corner person firing that person up. That is motivation. So sometimes the people around you can motivate you and make you achieve more. This is my job, to fire people up, motivate them, and not dwelling on too long with this and that. There's a lot of people when they get motivated, it only lasts a short period of time. While you're motivated is to think, why, dream, what is motivating, what's firing up, what you're dreaming, and list it down. Find as many ways to allow you to keep that motivation. I'm afraid it's like a fuse. You light it, eventually it'll burn out. What you have to do is rekindle it, refire it, find something else to keep it going forever. And if you can do that, the world's your oyster. There's nothing you can achieve. They said life is one continuous journey towards death. I know for myself, at the end of it, I'm going to look and go, wow, what a life. And what motivation gives you, it gives you a more interesting, exciting life. You need to achieve things. I think without motivation, I think life would be pretty boring. I wake up excited every day about what I'm going to be achieving this year, next year, what my goal is in another 5 years. And my motivation is what drives me to achieve it. No matter what, I believe I can't fail. And I'm sure if you find your motivation, you won't fail neither.